the show rolls on. Jake's pain sings a quiet song. In the song where we all fall, wrestling rumors, wrestling brawls. Jake and Cody calling it raw. In the somewhere breaking the wall. Eclipse a suplex, dreams and chair shot screams. Fans in the chat throwing wild extremes. Jake's got crutches but his spirit won't bow. Cody laughs, Jake wipes his brow.
Calls a shot, Spaz breaks the game. Cody's in the fray, adding to the flame. Ladders they rise, fists hit the air. Chaos erupts without a care. Triple A's warriors and XT's pride. Only one walks with glory inside. Into somewhere we scream and shout, breaking it down, no shadow. Into somewhere where we breaking it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reef wing like a beast, no one does it clever. Cena through elbows, Punk through shade. Chains clang, bodies bang, rivalry displayed. Slanted to the chains like lions in the cage. Toronto crowd wild, unleash all the rage. In this summer, in this summer, the Garden's buzzing, New York feel electric. Punk's fist cracking, Seth's got a death wish tactic. Cody says, man, Punk. Tables break, steel meets flesh. Chants of the crowd, raw and fresh. Jake and Cody, prophets of pain, guiding us through this violent domain. TNA clashes, bodies collide. WE storm, nowhere to hide. NXT screams, battlegrounds call. A-dubs gamble, rise or fall. Rise or fall. The squared circle, fate will unfold. Glory or ruin, stories retold. Into somewhere, predictions roar. Battles eternal, forevermore.
Woo! I'm telling you, I lost a lot of files, so we had to go with an old intro. What's going on, ladies and gents? It's Jake, aka Countdown Ended, bringing you a little bit of Jake Radio to open the show, trying to figure some stuff out. Hopefully everybody's doing well. It's Wednesday, August 27th, 2025, into Somewhere Weekly. That's right, we're here. We're going to be talking about as many updates as you could imagine, because there's a lot of crazy buzz going on in the wrestling world, I'm telling you. So we got a lot to get into. Of course, we're going to be talking about, as you can see in the corners, Clash in Paris this coming weekend. We've got 5 matches, most of which were not originally advertised, funny enough. But I know, as you all know, I'm not alone. We've got some special guests as well. So let's go ahead and bring in, as I said earlier, the meat to my manwich, or the bouquet to my roses. Or is it tulips? Cody O'Needy 316, what's going on, my good man? How you doing today?
Doing good. Thank you for that amazing introduction, Big Sexy. But, yeah, I can't wait for the predictions tonight, because Clash in Paris, some might call it Ass in Paris. I don't know. It's based on the match card.
It's possible. I mean, I'm optimistic. It could be upwards of like
It's
maybe a
those weaker-
7.5, 8
It's those
range.
weaker match cards that end up clicking. Sometimes the better match
Sometimes,
cards
yeah.
end up being the weaker shows. Like that woman's Money in the Bank ladder match, for example. This is just a match, for example. Everyone was saying that was going to be match of the night, but it ended up being like one of the weaker matches on the card.
Yeah, no
So
kidding.
like sometimes mid can turn out to be great. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, I can't wait to get into the predictions, and we'll touch up on Monday Night Raw a bit, even though it's the same thing, same beginning, same ending. If
Just
you
rinse.
watch one Raw, you watch them all.
Rinse and repeat. And hold on, what's that? Let me talk to you. That's right. I got to go ahead and bring out the one, the only. We've got Liz joining us. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, gang.
Glad to have you here.
Let me talk
Hold on.
Yeah, there we go. You just hit 900 followers on Twitch, right?
I'm too busy trying to watch Darby get killed again.
Yeah, you're going to give us a little bit of the update on the AEW world. And I'm going to do some self-promotion uncandidly right now because what? That's right. Because all of you sexy bastards, wherever you're watching right now, I thank you for hanging out with us and letting me entertain you, hopefully. Let me adjust the audio, but this is a really meaningful moment in my YouTube journey so far. So, yeah, that's right. We hit 10,000 subscribers. That's a bit of a preview. Thank you so much. I thank you guys and gals, all of you that have been so just constantly supportive. It is humbling, and I really cannot express wholeheartedly how much I appreciate you all more than you can fathom. So, without getting too sappy and too into it, I feel like the biggest conversation still at this point, rightfully as it should be, is with, Raja. And I guess the latest update with Psycho Stu is that he is responsive. He's awake. He's doing better. He's not close to getting out of the hospital yet, from what I understand, but he had family and friends surrounding him. They were showing that picture before. And I was relieved to see him up and at him, at least. That's refreshing. I want to continue to wish him the best. Yeah, and we saw a lot of people come out in full force to donate to his GoFundMe. Excuse me. Chris Jericho was one. That was, I think he put in like 2,500. And as much as people dog on him, he's always, like, anytime anyone in the wrestling industry needs help, he's usually like the first one to show up and dish out money or offer whatever. So he gets a lot of unfair crap, I feel like, at times. And it's so interesting because all of the fans that were really lambasting Jericho, dragging and raking him over the coals, saying how terrible he was, are now drooling over themselves, saying he's going to be at the Rumble. He's going to go. It's going to count down and phase into his numbers. And it's like, it's still the same guy, guys. You realize that, right? He's not playing, Tom Jones there and Chris Jericho.
Audio. That's shocking.
Damn, I did not expect that. You said it was a decent night for Dynamite, right, Liz?
Well, it was decent until the CEO showed up.
CEO. Uh-oh. I don't know if that's... Is that the piss bottle and that's the Gatorade?
Jumped on Darby. Uh-oh. Now we got shenanigans happening after the match is over.
Yep, it's definitely piss.
Well, Moxley's out there. Here comes Marina. Hey, look, it's Raw. It looks like Raw.
So we went ahead and I guess the police said they are investigating it. And from last I heard, he was supposed to be going ahead and turning himself in. Really, I mean, I can relate to having a terribly shitty father, unfortunately, and the way that Rampage speaks about his son is horrific in its own way. A lot of verbal and mental abuse. God knows what the physical, if there's any, but it's laid on thick. He continued to call him every name in the book just to make him feel, emasculated. And no matter what, it basically just, it wasn't working, his brain was not going to function because his dad's calling him a, gigantic. And what is that going to accomplish? Oh, you're a bitch made. You're letting guys in spandex hug you. What's wrong with you? Talk about homophobic. So we get this crazy constant rant and all the bullshit that goes along with it. For what? You know, it turns into him having an attitude because he feels like he got punked out. When the man already apologized, you put him in the hospital. I don't know why he wasn't sought after immediately and arrested. It really, like, Mr. Beast put in $10,000 to his GoFundMe. You know, that happened 50 minutes ago, which is crazy. So, yeah, I mean, that's great on his part. So he said he wanted to help in any way possible. And yeah, I mean, there's even Scott Peterson donated. Like, it's crazy. People that come out in full force. They have $18,000. Oh no, they're up to 169,000. The original goal was 100,000. Then they put it up to 200K because his medical bills are going to be. I mean, ICU stays, I know firsthand. I was not even there that long. I think it was like 3 or 4 days, and then they moved me down to a step-down unit. But that was, like $100,000 worth of a vacation. So ICU bills are horrible, and it's great to see just everyone come out as a community and come out of the woodwork and support someone that's I guess no one had anything bad to say about this guy ever. It was just, he was trying, he thought, oh, the guy with the camera is working an angle, and then it turned into this because he's got an attitude problem. I mean, it was really upsetting. But yeah, you see Mr. Beast on top, Derek from MPMD, Jericho's right there, as we said before, and it just keeps, Fergal Devitt. Why does that sound familiar, Mr. Finn Balor? Nick Namath, Ziggler, Anonymous, but you just see Jack Perry, there's a lot of Stephen Strickland, so Swerve, yeah, see, we know he's out there. Swerve, we're not. But the point is, people are just coming out of the woodwork for him, and it is humbling, and it's a great thing to see. Something well deserved, that's for certain. So as far as the legal ramifications go, I'm not sure what we're going to get into with this because it's just a bit of a mess. It really is. It feels like he's getting special treatment because of, one, who his father is, and two, because he has money. So he literally went ahead and said, verbatim, my Asian kids, I put money away for their college, and Raja, I put money away to bail him out of jail. And, I know how that feels directly. When my father, and I finally met him when I was 10, he shows up with his other kids who are the manly outdoor, fishing, sportsmen, wildlife hunting, real kids, and then there's my little pudgy ass that likes wrestling, and that didn't go over well, so it's like you get the shitty parent just constantly raining down on him, and to keep calling his son a bitch, and everybody in the chat egged him on. It was a recipe for disaster, and he, with a concussion, he never even should have been anywhere near doing anything physical. I don't know how they allowed him even to get in the ring, like it at all. The spot should just not have happened. That's really all there is to it. I know, Cody, you had said that who was it that really had the worst take? I don't know if it's Rob Van Dam or Mark Henry or there's
Mark
quite a
Henry.
few.
Oh my God, fucking Mark Henry. What the fuck? He pissed me off with what he said. Jesus Christ, how dumb of a motherfucker can you possibly fucking be?
Exactly, and
I love Mark Henry in the ring. Like, Mark Henry's amazing, but god damn, that was an idiotic take if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, exactly. No kidding, and that's the problem. I don't know. Really, like, he should be in jail at this point, and it's sad to say that, but like, it's a what? Attempted murder. It's manslaughter is what, where you go ahead and it's not intent, but you do cause great bodily harm or death. I believe that's what the difference is. But he said it multiple times on camera, streaming live. I'm going to go in there and I'm not going to stop. It's going to be real. None of this fake shit. None of this work shit. He said it right out. Yeah, Mark Henry, RVD, a few others. The one guy that stopped him and actually finally ran down and pulled Raja off of him. He's not able to get work anymore. Like, all these guys are screwed over because of what happened here. So he said that he has some recollection of the events from the day of the attack, but it's pretty much all spotty. They said Stewart is resting since he sustained severe injuries to his head, cranium, and eye sockets. He's currently conscious and able to talk, but he's having a difficult time with his memory and has a hard recovery ahead. With all the media and social media attention, it's been hard to get back to everyone. Stuart Smith appreciates all the love and support. So it goes on just to go ahead that here's the GoFundMe. And the other guy that they worked with, Doug, he basically just wanted to identify himself like that. But he said that, I'm waiting for this cue. I'm waiting for somebody with a radio to tell me go and stop him. Nobody did. And that's why I ran out as quick as I could. But he's like, I don't know why the ref didn't stop it or any of the other wrestlers. You saw him literally punching him like there was no worked shots being thrown. How do you not jump over and jump on his body or anything at all? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. As my microphone disappears into the ether, but it's very upsetting. This is horrific, and a lot of people are right. They're like, this is one of the worst things we've seen in a wrestling ring in ages since Owen Hart. It's not a far cry. You had kids in the audience. Psycho Stu's mom was there. Imagine watching your child get pummeled and no one's doing anything. And he was already unconscious, thankfully, at that point. But Jesus, like. I don't know. No, we're not monetized, so we can not have to hide the labels. But it's funny what YouTube's changing lately. I see all the creator updates now in the emails, and it's like they've got some interesting ideas, I guess. So yeah, I'm trying to pull up Mark Henry's tweet here. Where is? I don't know if it was taken down. Let's see. Oh. RBD said, I'm not picking a side. And if I did, I'm not even saying that it would be Raj. All I'm saying, it's like when JR said that Vincent was looking ugly. And then he said, well, that's the pot calling the kettle black. Has nothing to do with the other. Like, just bad takes. And then basically, Mark Henry was like, oh, you fucked with him, so you deserve that. He's like, you got to be careful who you're messing with. You're setting an example as a veteran for inciting a riot with a kid. Because he went over and had a worked, gimmicked beer can, and he was filming with all the wrestlers and thought it was an angle. Like, come on. I mean, none of this should have happened the way it did, and I really hope he makes a full and speedy recovery. He's going to need a ton of dental work and maxillofacial surgeries and all these things now, so... It's unfortunate. Speaking of surgery as well, Swerve Strickland says he had successful knee surgery. It went well, and they repaired the meniscus tear. If they only had to repair the meniscus, I was walking no pain like later that night. It's incredible how because they use like a certain type of scope entry, so it's not even laparoscopic. It's tinier than that, and the way they managed to do it, it's you get 2 pinholes. They go in, and then they can do everything mechanically from there. So less scarring, less inflammation, like you're not doing anything open, so there's no scar tissue really on the outside compared to what it would be. My foot looks like, oh God, when they took all the stitches out today, that was a relief, but it's yeah, all the skin is, good and bunched up. Certainly does not look appeasing. That's for certain. She actually, the doctor showed me all the surgery photos. She's like, "Oh, sorry for all the gore." I'm like, "Oh, and I'm curious to see why there's blood everywhere. Let's look at what's going on here." Oh, God. That stuff,
I can't handle. Nah. Mm-hmm.
That'll take Liz down a few pegs, certainly.
Yeah, that nah.
So next week is going to be a big NXT. We'll be live for that. Into Somewhere NXT review. We'll be live Monday as well for Raw, and this Sunday for Clash as well. But Obafemi, Ricky Sanks, and Hank and Tank versus Dark State. Come on, especially because we're gonna get Ricky taking on Oba possibly. Ooh, I'm excited. Jada Parker.
Oba and Ricky is official. It's actually been announced.
Yeah. So for No Mercy, we'll get into those 3 announced matches. Excuse me, shortly. But Jada Parker, Lash Legend, and then we have Zaya Brookside versus Candice LeRae in an opening round tournament for a shot at the WWE Speeds Women's Championship.
That'll be a fast match.
Yeah, no kidding, literally. So I like that they didn't completely get away with the, give up on the gimmick, and it's like, oh, here, we tried something, because the fans did like it, but the problem was it was just on for 3 minutes on Twitter once a week randomly at noon. And
I actually watched a few of those.
yeah, they were fun.
I forgot about it. I forgot about them after a while because I was like, it's only on Twitter.
Yeah, no kidding. But I know, Cody, you had said as well, NXT kind of feels like it's starting to get back into forming more people to get into that main event scene, because it was running pretty dry for a while. We were seeing, oh, Joe Hendry, oh, Trick, oh, Joe Hendry, oh, Trick, oh, here's Javon. Okay, well, here's Javon again. Like it was like now they're kind of out. So it's like, oh, Briggs and Inamura.
Joe Henry wrestled The Miz the other night.
Exactly. That was awesome to see him there. Gotta love a good Joe Hendry pop. So NXT sounds like it's going to be a good show next Tuesday. And as far as No Mercy right now, we've got 3 matches announced. We've got Obafemi versus Ricky Saints, as you mentioned, for the NXT Championship. Yep. JC Jane taking on Lola Vice. Booker T was out of his mind on commentary for that one. I mean, it's just... certainly, it's a Booker T thing. As soon as Lola was doing the hip attacks to both girls in the corner, Booker was, just really losing his mind.
Yeah, he was like,
Off topic.
Yes.
This has nothing to do. This has nothing to do with her herself. This is WWE's fault. Don't get it twisted, people. But I'm going to show you something, and you need to tell me if this is the biggest ripoff ever. I'm going to send it to you. And you can post it on the screen. I'm sorry, but holy shit.
Are you telling me what to do?
This hoodie
do I have to
on
fire
WWE
you
shop.
again? All right, let me pull it up.
Look at this Liv Morgan hoodie on WWE shop. All there is a tiny little eye.
Oh my god! All right, so you're not wrong. This is awful. No. And how much is it selling for? $94. We can get a Demonito for that price.
I saw on Twitter
people. You can get the demon puppet for $100.
I have to get into a little argument with the fan on Twitter because they're like, Liv, this is what you charge people for your merchandise, and I'm like,
because she controls what they pay for. But no, Cody, you're not exaggerating. The only thing there is that little itty bitty eye, emblem, and I didn't even know that has anything to do with her. I'm trying to make it bigger, but I can't zoom in more. There you go. You can see it.
Look what I did. I responded with something like, this is a picture of Liv Dom. I'm like, I'm going to do it my own. I'm going to sell this for $100. You see that little picture of...
Yeah. Hey, if you got to do it, you got to do it. So you still owe me for,
okay.
Yo,
going ahead and
thinking she's returning.
You think the wrestlers decide the prices of their merchandise?
Yeah, exactly. There's Liv and Dom's, the exclusive T-shirt.
That I'm selling.
Yes, I love it. I'll take 2. Maybe I could stitch them together. So NXT is going to be... I'm looking forward to No Mercy, and then Halloween Havoc. It never seems to disappoint. They're going to have a SmackDown Live on Halloween night, so that's going to be good, hopefully. Does anybody have anything really to mention about Raw? It's not really worthy of a review, I feel like.
We can talk about Jay super kicking CM Punk.
That was great. I'm glad that he took down Knight, took down Punk. He stood tall.
And then you see Seth Rollins doing the yeet.
He liked them attacking each other. Yeah, he's like, I'll retain while you boys, just fight amongst yourselves. Can't blame him for having a good strategy,
and
but
Roman getting the fans just like going crazy over him.
I will say the crowd was amazing, and they always are overseas. But because they did so many overseas shows this year, and so it doesn't quite have the same special feeling throughout all of it. They did make unique chants over and over and over again. They didn't, continually do the same chant just with a different cadence or a different person. It's like, oh, Randy Orton's coming out. Randy Orton. Oh, wait, it's Cody. Yeah. Cody Rhodes. Oh yeah, look at that! Just everybody coming out one by one. It's Charlotte, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. The USA sucks with chants. I'm sorry, we do. They got us beat over the pond.
stand up.
Yes,
if
we
you
stuck
love
with
Roman.
chants, so we have to go steal other people's chants. So
Hey, we got to do something because we look like a bunch of morons. But I acknowledge the tribal. I could have hurt somebody. That was a bad misfire. Whew.
okay, tell me, is that like some sort of scam? Like that has to be some sort of scam that they're running on WWE Shop. I can't get over that. $100 for a little tiny eye.
Yeah, I know.
Don't
That's
ask me, man.
insane. And that's not the first time that they pulled things like this. So,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, we've seen them go all out with crazy merch when the fans really want something. There's what's going on, Isaac? You said I pick Best Raven. I pick Nikki, Jey Uso, Roman, and John Cena in the main event. You might be onto something. We'll get to our predictions shortly, but I'm glad you're sharing them in the chat. Raw, it's not terrible by any means. It's not, but it could be so much better.
I'll tell you one match on Raw that I thought was really
It's a
good.
ghost.
Well, I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed the Dragon Lee and JD match. That was actually a really good match.
It really was.
The
The best part of it was the opener, that match. The Liger bomb that they did onto McDonough, that looked like he could have broken his friggin' spine,
me to
neck,
tell you
and
something about
asshole.
Raw?
What's that?
I'll give you my Raw take. So,
Oh Jesus!
you know how people say Will Ospreay? You know how like he's a great wrestler, but if you've seen one Will Ospreay match, you've seen them all.
I get the point.
Raw's decent, but like same thing, right? If you've seen one Raw, you've seen them
Don't be
all.
talking about
Because-
Osprey like that, man.
What is Monday Night Raw nowadays? Like it's the same ending every fucking week. Can't
It's
they
always
change it
the
up a little
Vision
bit?
coming out to get heat and heat and heat, and then you never really get anywhere. Like that was kind of my problem with the Bloodline because they toppled Roman, but Solo and Jacob, like they just took over. So it was like, all right, that happens. People usurp themselves into power when the leader gets the head snake, the body dies. Well, sometimes the head grows back, and we've seen that multiple times in wrestling. But the shit behind it that is unfortunate is when we see. Like Roman was in such a needed status at that time that he could make up his own schedule. He was always away for months. And we really didn't get a conclusion to it. Cody won, but Cody didn't need to be in that. He could have won a different title, and I know the lineage. I get it, but the point is that like it really should have been Jay. Spaz has argued this wholeheartedly and very passionately before, and I agree with him entirely. Granted, the point is, Roman didn't apologize. He didn't do anything, but he's cheered as a babyface now. But he's the exact same character he was when he was the OTC of the Bloodline, the tribal chief. So we're not getting the character development that we were getting in NXT Black and Gold and kind of a few things in the main roster before NXT started to exist, I think, was kind of the last time we really had creative stuff that was worthwhile. I just, like I said, that Raw is not bad by any means. It'll entertain you. It is entertaining all in all. But I don't know. I genuinely... I hope they can do something to shake it up a little bit. Whether like they're moving people around. Oh, we got LA Knight here. Oh, we got Braun Breaker. We got keep switching people up and doing things like that. I appreciate that. That's a good thing. I'll take it. And
I mean, you got Sammy on SmackDown now, so
yeah, they're moving people around, and now Sammy's going for the U.S. title. When we get into the Clash of Champions predictions, we'll get that going off. But yeah,
well, another thing I saw that apparently Kevin Owens had his neck surgery done.
yes, that was going to be my next thing. So.
All right. We shouldn't review too much of Raw though, because people might get confused. We're reviewing Raws from 2 months ago or something.
Yeah, no kidding. So it was this past Monday, and what was the date? The 25th.
Remember, this past Monday, we promise you we're not giving you an old Raw review.
Yes, but it might sound like it. No, Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed had a very promo. Like, it wasn't bad, but it just didn't do anything to make me excited for the match more than I already was.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but if Roman Reigns is going to be the tribal chief or whatever, it doesn't work as a babyface. I don't care. Roman Reigns should be a heel, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. He's still the same Roman that he ever was. It
doesn't work.
A face.
The Unreal was right. Who said it? Triple H or something? If
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is a babyface as tribal chief, it's gonna kill the aura of it. And that is absolutely correct. He should not be a babyface.
No, this man.
He should not. He
'cause
needs to be a heel.
Think about every action he's had since returning. When he had to tag with people, when he had to, think about
Well, it's
War
hard for him to be
Games
a
with
heel
Punk.
when he's going against a heel group.
Yes.
So, you know.
And that's the thing. So he lucked out by guilty by association. We're going against the heels. So now I'm the pseudo good guy. Like he just got thrusted into that advantageous position. He really got to go ahead and benefit from it. That's really the best way to put it.
Seth's group, I mean, the people cheer for Seth's group, and they're a heel. So I mean,
I feel like, and I mentioned this before a couple of times, Paul Heyman, he's a genius to a certain extent for the most part, but he really manages to explain it better and articulate it better than I can. But the audience knows their role. Long and short of it is, fans are booing the hell out of John Cena. You know, John Cena sucks during his heel run. But now we go ahead and we know, guess what? Lights are off. Now we can cheer him again. Thank you, Cena. And that's what happened over and over. So as soon as the cameras were done filming, the people stood up and gave him a standing ovation. Why? Because the audience knows their role. Bubba Ray said it. He was right, Mr. Dudley. And, you know, we've heard it from others. That's what's important. One thing that always stuck out to me, and Cody, I remember, you remember my my Enzo Amore obsession phase with him and Big Cass. I just,
Oh yeah.
that was aura. When they came out to the NXT Brooklyn crowd that night, like, they were bringing the roof down. They were so over. And then why they never won the tag titles and all the BS that happened there. But I don't know. You know, it's like they had chances and it just seems to kind of, like you said, fall through the cracks. So
Did
we'll
they win
see.
him on the main roster or no?
I don't think, no, they never won him in NXT or the main roster. And
And I'm
Enzo,
surprised the main roster because I think Vince kind of liked them.
he did
I
it
think he
first,
kinda
and
digged them.
then I guess.
they Enzo and Cass, they had a tag team title match at WrestleMania 33 that I was at. The Hardy
Yes,
Boys
with the
showed up
Hardys.
and won. So
Everybody thought it was going to be the New Day putting themselves in the match, and then you get the
you know what? I was one of those people that thought that. I was there and I was like going, oh, okay, so you're just gonna put yourselves
There we
in the
go.
match. The next thing you know, the Hardys showed up, and I literally lost my shit. So you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you lost your shit more than the announcer the other night for Forbidden Door, especially with the Kyle Fletcher. Like he was into it, baby.
Let me get back to that Forbidden Door ending real quick because I still need to criticize that because I'm sorry. How come they did the beatdown? Like it didn't. If you're trying to make it cause heat on the heels, it didn't work because Will Ospreay already announced he was leaving.
Yeah,
So what you do is Will Ospreay shouldn't have announced he was leaving for a while. So
exactly.
then it looked like the Death Riders took him out of commission for good or something.
People assumed that Stone Cold needed neck surgery, but it wasn't like a 100% thing. So when he got hit by the car, people were like, "Oh, that's going to take him out for a while. He'll get surgery." But it wasn't like immediately known by all the fans. Like this is a work. Like they were like, "Oh no, he got hurt. Oh my God!" Like that was the point behind it. Enzo really quickly said that I don't have to go and climb on the top rope and jump through 3 tables, off a fucking ladder too. All I have to do is stand on the apron and I shuffle my feet and I get a bigger reaction than these guys get killing themselves with thumbtacks. And he was right. That's the sports entertainment aspect that people really forgot about. You can grab the audience and get them to go ahead and follow your every command. Every moment, you see it. That's part of the reason I love wrestling. It's a chess game
You don't
combined
have
with
to
the
put
orchestra,
yourself through thumbtacks to get yourself over.
thrown in a
It
washing
takes
machine.
a little dance sometimes. Daniel Garcia, a little dance gets you over. Jake Hager,
speaking of
Jack
Garcia,
Swagger's
he had a match against Moxley tonight.
Sorry, I wish I could turn the camera, but Courtney just tucked Milo in, and he's literally just got a
One more thing I
blanket.
want to get into before we do the Clash review, or not review. Fuck, what is it? Predictions.
Yes.
I'm retarded, but it's okay. So, did you hear about Jake Hager's little interview with Chris Van Vliet?
Yes, I listened to it. It was actually a pretty interesting interview, and on top of it, I mean, he really went ahead and spoke it from the heart. And I guess Dax and Cash were upset that they had their names mentioned. But to be fair, I mean, a lot of the stuff was then later verified. So, you know, it sucks, but. I'm a bit confused with the drama because Cash and Dax online, you know, they're basically saying no, we didn't say no to any bookings or whatever. But Hager's like, well, no matter what, you weren't at that meeting. That's what I'm telling you. You did not show up to that meeting. That's all there is to it. And I get it, you know, it's like whether you did or didn't, you still weren't there. And all he was trying to say is that Tony couldn't take criticism. Tony was unable to go ahead and have him basically allowed a creative input from anybody else. It had to be like his thought and whatever went for a long time. And he said that he just saw the politics of it and how things worked. He knew he wasn't going to get ahead. And that's kind of what we left into. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but AEW, I really honestly thought that they would eventually make themselves get to the point where they were with WWE's, like, in the range of getting close to their viewership. Like when Raw was doing 1.7, I figured AEW would get to 1.2, but.
And I was right, and I always been a AEW, like, not a hater. I enjoy some things, but I've told you this for a while. They're not going to last.
No. I'm surprised they did it this long.
Dying yet. Maybe a little bit, but like I knew they were going to have their fault because Tony Khan can't book.
Exactly,
and when you
that's
have
the
an
issue.
ego problem, and
it's not that he can't
gonna
book.
happen.
He only has so much, you know, actual, like. You and I could be like, oh, it's easy to book because we know that, you know, oh, I'm gonna this week we're gonna put Stone Cold and The Rock and that'll be our main event. And it's like, well, what do you do 4 weeks from now to set up the next match? To, you know, that's the kind of stuff people don't realize. And oh, well, this one's not gonna, yeah,
he doesn't have one.
no, and it's oh, well, this one won't work with this one, but this one has a story with that one, so we can't do that yet. And it's not an easy job, and that's just creative. Now you got to add logistics of Tony was also in
Well, it's his
Guerrilla
fault.
directing. He was
doesn't
taking
hire
all the media.
creative people.
But not even just creative. I'm saying like he chose to have all these jobs. He was the one that was running things in Guerrilla, sending it to the truck, going ahead and having it all back. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's unfortunate, but I want to see them do better. But I mean, Coot Dilute, you got it right, my friend.
He's not a boss. He's not a boss.
No, but he's right. We are just all. I mean, that's the truth, and we're all just floating on garbage island. And speaking of it, I mean, we're gonna
more
do
thing,
a. Oh yes, please, sir.
Becky Lynch got into some drama.
So ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
She made the Ozzy joke on Raw, and people, oh, it's too soon. Ozzy would have laughed at it. He wouldn't have been offended.
Yeah.
Seeing Kelly Osbourne come out and be like, that's appalling. After
He tagged
everything
the
you
Becky
guys are
Lynch fan
known
account,
for.
by the way.
Yes,
He
go
tagged the Becky Lynch.
They didn't even get the right
That
one.
fan account was probably waking up. What the fuck did I do today? I'm getting. What the fuck?
Exactly, because they're 5 hours ahead. So you're like, dun, dun, dun. I don't know.
So,
I'm telling you.
Here's the thing about it. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne would have left. If anyone's
He would have
offended
been
about it,
yeah.
Like, you're a sensitive son of a bitch. No offense, but that's how you want to be in life. Go ahead. I'm not going to judge you. But Becky Lynch is playing a heel.
And that's
Becky Lynch is
exactly
playing
it.
a
She
heel.
doesn't really mean
Like,
it.
She's supposed.
Like let her
my
do
God.
it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't get it.
What do you want heels to act like? I think people want to have heels act like Barney the dinosaur nowadays, skip and sing, "I love you." Like that? Is that how we want heels to act like in 2025? Come on now.
Pretty
Grow
much.
the fuck up, or not watch the fucking show. Because all of you want the Attitude Era back, but damn well, if they brought the Attitude Era back in 2025, all of you would be crying each and every night on Twitter.
Yeah.
You are all sons of bitches. Grow the fuck up.
Cody.
We got 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, all
Getting that out of
bitching
his
and crying
soul.
like they're toddlers. I'm fucking sick of it.
I like you
fuck
pissed
You
off.
need to grow up.
You got to go ahead and don't challenge him. He'll end up snapping. We don't need to unleash Cody tonight. You know. No, you're not wrong though. I mean, think about this. And Liz, you saw Heat Wave, correct?
Yeah.
For NXT. So the biggest spot of the entire pay-per-view, maybe even, or PLE, I still call it pay-per-view, was in the main event where Obafemi was just like, oh, I'm going to literally pick you up and I'm going to chuck you that way. And you're going to land to the table and it's going to hurt, but you're not going to die. We'll figure it out. It's like, dear God, what are you doing?
We can have a little promo battle if you want.
No,
You want?
We're getting the 8 Mile call out now. Dun, 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 dun. No, but honestly,
If I need a girl, we can have a promo battle here.
intergender tag team competition.
to say about the main event of Heatwave was Devon got screwed. So I mean, that's all
He
I'm
did,
gonna say about that.
but you know what? It again made him look excellent. He really had an outstanding performance. He's so young still. He's got tons of time to really just keep growing, and he's not a bad promo, but he's not amazing.
Right.
But it's not bad. Like but he just needs to be out there with people talking on a live mic. That's how you're gonna get it. You know, you got to be walking around the streets of Liverpool.
I don't think anyone's trying to be negative, but like 2025 wrestling has kind of been. I don't know. There's not much positives to talk about wrestling in 2025. So
I beg to differ. I think we've gotten a lot of good this year. We've had some really great crowd moments.
WWE and AEW have both been.
NXT has been overall.
NXT is amazing. NXT is amazing. I can't ever criticize NXT.
I do criticize NXT.
The best wrestling show of the week.
I usually, like the last couple of weeks, it's been a little less than stellar, but Heatwave was really good. And they kind of have it one way or the other. Like the PLEs are usually always reliably great, but the builds are, so.
I don't know if you agree or disagree, though. I think NXT is the best wrestling show of the week.
Typically, I would side with that. Then I would probably say Raw, Dynamite, and then SmackDown. SmackDown, even going to 2 hours, is still. You nailed it. It doesn't have that identity. It's missing something. It just doesn't have.
It misses those long-term storylines. SmackDown doesn't have any long-term storylines to digest into because it's just like these little tiny storylines, hot potato storylines, and there's nothing really to sink your teeth into and enjoy every week on that show. So that's why it's just a missing piece of the wrestling puzzle. So I would agree with you. NXT, Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown in that order.
Yeah. There's Psycho Stewart, Psycho Stu Smith. He's conscious. He is in the middle there. You know, he's surrounded by wrestling friends and family. So it's good to see him sitting up and doing well. That's at least inspiring. I liked Heatwave more than Forbidden Door, but Forbidden Door wasn't bad. It's just that all they did at Forbidden Door, I mean, how many gratuitous hardcore spots did we get? How many tables? How many ladders? How many chairs? Oh my! And how many stairs? And how many thumbtacks? And how many? You know, like it got everybody's bleeding, everybody's dying.
Gummy bears.
They had everything. It just got to be too much. As where NXT, they just had that one incredible table spot, and because that was the only thing, it was more impactful. It was unexpected. It was into somewhere, certainly. I mean, come on. Like, they knocked that out of the park. No one was expecting that at all. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so instead of having to go through 7 tables and nothing is on.
I enjoyed Forbidden Door more than Heatwave. Heatwave was just a total. It wasn't a great for me to watch.
Wait, you liked Forbidden Door more than Heatwave?
See,
I did because I enjoyed it more because it was more entertaining than NXT Heatwave. Heatwave was kind of.
See, I think you were
Cody's
maybe judging.
Quitting from the show.
I think you're judging Heatwave more because a lot of heels won. I think is what got you, like Trick retaining.
No, that's not the reason. I just didn't. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Forbidden Door. So
I get that. Everybody's got their own. I had moments of Forbidden Door, like the conclusion of the main event was really good. That Hangman moment was nice, and the way that he hung him and tapped. But right there, when Moxley tapped, that should have been the end of the Death Riders. You made Moxley tap. That should be it. That was Moxley's whole point, Cody. Okay. He literally, when he came back, he said, "You guys all suck. No one's stepping up to be the face of this company. I need one of you motherfuckers to take this belt. Take it from me." And no one could.
If they're not going to die, though, if this isn't going to be the end, I think the heels should have won the main event then. That would have got more heat than what they did
And
with
they
the
could have
beatdown,
saved
because
it
the
for.
beatdown seemed forced because the beatdown didn't make sense because Will Ospreay said he was leaving, so that doesn't make sense. So I think
Yep.
the heels winning would have made more sense because Will Ospreay could have stand up like, "Oh, I let you guys down," kind of thing instead.
But they weren't even
So,
able to save
that's how
Will.
they should have
But there
done
was no top to the cage. You guys were doing backflips off of it earlier. You can't get back
Exactly.
in there
So
to save
that
him.
whole ending was.
That's what I was upset about. But there was
That main event was kind of to me anyway.
I
don't know.
like the Toni Storm match. That was really damn good and enjoyable.
Toni Storm, one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world.
I wouldn't go that far.
Toni
She's
Storm.
damn good. I don't know if I'd say greatest.
I don't
but
know. No. I didn't say greatest. One of.
One of. That's what I'm
Toni
saying. I wouldn't go that
One of
far.
the best characters. I don't know. How many people are better than her right now, though?
And, exactly. And shout out to Around the
There's my
Ballpark
bias.
podcast.
Liv Morgan's the best women's wrestler, by the way.
I
Oh,
figured you'd say
God.
that.
Here we go.
Come on.
Shout out to Around the Ballpark podcast. They're hanging out in the chat. It's great to see you guys. Forbidden Door was 3 hours too long. See, that was kind of my thing too. Like I like the NXT original
Over
get in,
the
get out,
Judgment
5
Day.
matches.
Judgment Day can go away.
Well, she's not going to be in the Judgment Day either, so.
So
I
there
agree
was-
with you, so I'm going to have to change my Twitter handle.
There was a little bit of
Jake-
drama.
Jake Big Sexy.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of drama around AEW tonight because they went ahead and were, obviously at the 2300 arena. And I guess some of the workers that they were employing weren't getting paid to industry standards, and they were
Really?
yeah, they were severely underpaying them, and then people weren't like following safety protocols because basically it's like what's the point of not cutting corners when you're not having enough pay, enough guys. You really have to go ahead and rush. It's crazy. But I don't know. Let me go ahead and I know I have it. It's in my list somewhere. Right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I always manage to.
That's the noises we make when.
Yeah, you just can't figure it out. Where is it? I found the Jake Hager stuff. It was cool to see Karrion Kross and Scarlett make their debut in GCW. I really am now convinced that, hey, if I'm wrong and it is a work and all that, great. But I really think they just let these guys go. Like,
Are they chanting "We want Cross" at all?
Yeah, they're still chanting.
they're still
"We
chanting it,
want Cross."
but they've been doing things to either like that's when they cut the mic, or that kind of stuff. So, damn it, I can't find it. I knew it was in my list somewhere. I apologize, but that's all right. Granted,
I think I'm gonna still stick with it. I think it might be a work
it could be. I mean, it certainly could be.
because GCW is that one of the places that WWE's working with. I know they're working with some indie companies, letting their wrestlers wrestle there. Is that one of
Yeah.
the places they're letting their wrestlers wrestle or no?
Yeah, so God knows. And really quick before I lose this, I will get back. I want to just go
Do you
ahead
see
while
him
we're in
in
that
AEW?
conversation.
While we're on that topic, do you see Killer Cross going to AEW?
No, I don't think it would work with him well in
I still call him
AEW.
Killer Cross. He's
Yeah,
always Killer Cross to me. I'm sorry.
right now
You
he's
know
going
me,
to
I loved him as
GCW.
Killer Cross
I did
before.
as well. So if he goes, I think TNA would be a good spot for him. He could go right for the
Yeah,
TNA title and
actually, I
really
like
take
that
over.
idea better.
And then that always
Because
opens
that's
the
a
door
good
to get
gateway
back to
into
WWE.
WWE. Yep.
Yep, you and I, same piece of that cookie. All right, let's go ahead and check this out really quick. I can change you guys' audio and then remind me to change it back so you don't have to listen to yourselves talk. All right, let's go ahead and hit. Oh, I need to turn the audio on. Sorry, guys. Good thing I'm a professional streamer. Ready?
Second line at the 2300 arena against AEW.
We're out here picketing for proper wages, correct wages for the workers that are in there now, and for our brotherhood so that we can maintain high working standards and a livable wage in this city in a time where it seems that these ideas are kind of under attack. This is just one example of many where people are fighting for their jobs and quality of life. It's mind-numbing.
That's crazy. So, I mean, they are protesting. They didn't want to go ahead and set it up because they said it's their local number 8 union, and they said that, hey, we're gonna go ahead and not go ahead and work because you guys aren't up to industry standards. At first, it was trying to be like painted that these people were, oh, we need raises, we need all this. They just want to be paid what they get paid every other time they work at this building.
Yeah.
Why is that? And so because they adjust their pay, it adjusts their insurance rates, and then they're independent contractors, and then it becomes this whole mess where it's just why you got the billionaire payroll? Why is it a thing? But yeah, they're saying right here. So local 8 members are out in full force, and they're informing the public that all elite wrestling events in Philly are failing to meet area standards by paying substandard wages and no benefits. When employers undercut these standards, it threatens wage, benefits, and job opportunities for all. Because another issue is there's less work as well. So now you have people like not outworking, but like out sniping each other, and it becomes an issue because now you got 10 people going after one open position. Yep. And it turns into a real cutthroat,
that's just a real life situation anywhere you go, though. I know this is different topics or whatever, like less jobs available for others, but like any business you see, though, like they'll all say they're hiring, but when you put in that job application, they say we don't have any spots available.
Yeah. They're like, you spelled your name with just numbers, so we're going to call you, Yep. Yeah, it definitely was the shred roar. I genuinely, like, it's not like an anti-AEW thing. It's just like, pay everybody. Just pay them. Don't make it a big deal. Just pay them. And this is what I was trying to find before. Sorry, my other photo was so small. Usually I don't disappoint. It's a grower, not a shower. But hey, look at Stu's doing all right. So he's in pain. He's hanging in there, but got a long road ahead of him. But hey, guy, everybody's sending you a lot of support your way. I'm sorry that this happened, but maybe now it'll in some way be a blessing. I'm not a religious man myself, but there's been quite a few things recently that have just kind of fell into place. And do you call it fate? Is it choice? Is it some type of spiritual thing? You never know for sure. But like, last week we had the issue with the car where the catalytic converter went, and it was like, oh, but it ended up being under warranty. So see, positive. But had we not gotten that fixed, when our daughter got stranded at the airport last night in Philadelphia, we wouldn't have had to make the 7-hour trek there and back because the car wouldn't have made it. Things like that. If I didn't get my knee fixed, I wouldn't be mobile right now. I am turning blue, though. I got a new cast. Yeah.
I don't know if this ever happens to you. If we get into some money, if we end up having some money, then everything starts breaking.
We?
Coincidentally.
We?
The fuck is this
well,
we?
Yeah. Well, the into somewhere checks.
Yeah.
You got them, right?
I don't get no check.
I ain't getting no check. You been getting paid this whole time?
Yeah. Wait, you didn't know about it?
No.
You're the host.
Who's paying you?
You're
Yeah.
someone named
Lenny's gone.
Canadian.
So is Manny.
You got
I ain't getting no
a
money.
guy from Canada.
Yeah. No, well, Spaz, I mean, his goofy money, those Looney Tunes up there have no idea what, their money's like, what, plastic and bagged milk? It's weird, I don't know. They got to get the snippet.
Well, I get into my bank, right, it says right here, into somewhere weekly check.
I don't get no weekly check.
I got to pay YouTube to be on here, like, what? And you're getting paid?
I'm getting paid.
Somebody
You
fucked
didn't
up.
know this?
That must, no.
Well,
I didn't even
get fucked up for me, I guess.
I didn't think we were profitable. I mean, we hit 10K, but that's a far cry from what we're pulling in. We gotta up those numbers repeatedly. We're trying to, but we just gotta.
I don't expect to get paid anyway.
Yeah, no, we're here to bring entertainment, obviously, and we're being silly, but
I do it for free and I do it for the fun.
that's why we're here. People are like, oh, you don't have a paid? No, we put everything out and just want to have fun and talk with people and
if
be
we're being
social.
for real,
and,
none of us get paid. We just do it for the hell of it and for the fun of it, just to entertain. And
I know you're trying to lie right now because you think we're stupid and we don't realize that you actually do somehow get checks. And we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
They can't hear me, right?
No, here, hold on.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
Yeah, so since they can't hear me, I'm gonna go back to my actual thoughts. You're gonna pay me each and every fucking week, or I'm gonna Tell everyone what's in that contract.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, those checks will be coming, and hey, we're back live, guys.
Yeah.
So he needs his money. That's right. I'll pay you. Just be cool, okay?
Okay.
I told you I fucked up. I'm sorry. Be cool.
Do I get money too?
Okay.
How does she know
mute me
about
again.
the files?
Mute me again. It says right in the contract you must not pay Liz. Liz does not get a dime, penny.
No,
anything.
You
no,
wrote that
no.
in when she was trying to fire you, I think.
And I
but-
said
Yeah, I'm
Braves
trying to
fans.
fire you.
Braves
so
fans
you
have to pay a fee. If you're a Braves fan, you have to pay a fee.
Oh,
to
I
even be on
don't,
the
don't,
show.
don't bring
Right.
in the baseball into the conversation now, Cody. Okay?
You know, I'm telling you, we got to see how it goes.
Johnny,
But
right, I'm telling you.
he
I'm
had me
telling
trying
you,
to put a
don't-
curse on
don't
the
count your
Braves.
chickens before they're hatched about the Mets, because you never know. They might choke.
Cody came to me and he's like, "Hey, while you're passing through New York, I need you to go ahead and bless them, and then put a little curse on the Braves." And I was like,
Well, the Braves just took 2 out of 3. I think they took most. They beat the Marlins, so you know.
"It's not over
Mets
with
took 2 out
yet."
of 3 from the Braves the other.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, you know the Braves still own the Mets, even though y'all beat us.
No.
You guys and your basketball, jeez. So Dax and Cash, they come out and you can't even hear
Basketball,
them
I thought we were
tonight.
talking hockey.
Oh, I was way off.
I thought we were talking wrestling on the show.
And here I was looking for the soccer updates, but that's a football. So Dax, Cash, they're getting booed out.
Soccer updates.
Yeah,
I was going for tennis or pickleball, something like that.
Is anyone? I mean, people are like, "Oh, this was such a good opening." From what I saw, I know the crowd is awesome. They're very, very like pumped, fired up, and ready to go. I saw most of the clips.
Are you talking about AEW tonight?
Yes, Dynamite tonight at the 2300. So, but it just. I don't know. It didn't. From what I didn't see the entire episode. I had to skip around, get home late. But I genuinely feel like it was missing. I don't know what, like the passion, the something to give us a purpose, essentially, something more than just this episode. Like,
this is just a little-
not just a match. Like, where is the story going with the Death Riders? Like, they're still here. They're still a thorn in everybody's side. I thought, what was the point of getting the belt then and not disbanding them and beating them? Like, you made him tap out. You almost choked him to death. Like, this should be done. Why are you not? Like, that's the troubling part here that I fail to understand. But it's just there's
FTR,
you know.
Well, FTR started off the show, so I mean, you know.
Nothing to do with. This
But
is
you
a
couldn't
little
even hear
nitpick.
them because of how loud the boos were, which was funny. So
The 2300 arena is nice and all, but like,
yeah,
here's
it's
my little
small.
nitpick of the night. But yeah, that's what I was gonna get into. Like, AEW is supposed to be right there with WWE as the alternative. Dynamite is AEW's Monday Night Raw, right?
Yes.
You would say.
Yeah.
So you should be in big arenas every week, not these tiny arenas. You get what I'm saying?
You would think, but
You shouldn't be.
the problem they're having is they weren't able to sell those arenas in full, and then they had so many seats left
and then
over.
there's these
So
AEW fans, these reaction streamers. Oh, there's nothing wrong with AEW. Why are you criticizing it? You're being hypocrites.
you guys, Metal Sneaker was talking the other day, and he's like, "Oh, people were saying, oh, you guys aren't even selling out arenas. There's 17,000 seats. You only sold 10,000." And he's like, "We have a gigantic stage. There has to be security spots for like EMS and all this stuff. Like,
Right.
do you not get like?" You can't have the same, like WWE, the way that they've been doing it with the smaller screen, the small screen flex, as good old Spaz likes to say. We managed to, get a couple thousand people over the course of, where they spread it out to. Because that stage, originally Raw and SmackDown had that gigantic screen,
Yeah.
remember?
It was huge.
That was the last, new unveilment of the screens. I just miss everything having its own identity. Raw was its own show. SmackDown was its own show. And then
Every show had a different stage, a different vibe, a different feel. I miss that too.
The
I think
oval, the
stages
fist.
all play a big. Stages play a big part into the show. So do people's entrance music, and those are two key factors of a wrestling show. And those are two key factors that they're missing on a weekly basis. So
When I was a kid, I used to watch it on VHS over and over and over again. I just to like, my wrestlers could have action figure theme songs and stuff like that. And I remember they released a Titantron, and it would play like a MIDI type format of your wrestlers' theme songs. It was like 10 seconds of each one, but you had to buy the figures, and each figure had a little magnet on the bottom of their foot. So when you put the magnet down, it would read it and play their song. So you could actually have, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Now they have apps and fog machines, and it's nuts what they have for kids nowadays. It's like looking professional. They have that O-ring for the lighting above it. You can get that and like make a whole stage. It's crazy, but toys have changed, that's for sure.
Last thing we talk. What's your
developed.
favorite WWE stage ever?
Oh,
Just want to know.
Yeah, that's like, because that was
SmackDown
honestly
Fist is up there.
Oh, absolutely.
This is definitely up there.
You know what I always love the most? I don't know why, but just the massive size of it. Like, because when you saw the wrestlers standing next to the backlash gigantic hooks that swung back and forth, I loved the imagery there. I think.
If we're talking about pay-per-view stage,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I like when they got the F out and became WWE, that they had the two side banners on the side.
yeah.
Then they had the main Tron, and then they had like the bottom board LED, and that was it. And I love that setup.
They used to have that WWE big logo on their stages too. I kind of miss them doing that as well.
Because they would have it stand up.
Because you could use it as a weapon.
There was so much that they could have done with these things, and unfortunately that was the case. But I guess Instagram didn't want us streaming anymore, but we're still live on the Twitter and on YouTube. So thank you guys for hanging out with us.
One of those Armageddon stages was pretty cool. The one with the giant castle.
Yeah, like I remember like all the chairs that they could pull down for TLC and like
TLC and chairs.
Yeah, there were so many like cool moments. I forget the guy's name. It's not Stu, but there's a guy there that basically was like kind of part magician and part wizard, because they're like, well, what do I need? It's like, oh, I need a TV monitor that explodes but doesn't actually hurt anybody that's near the explosion. And they're like, all right, I got you. Give me a second. And it was a dumb moment with Dean, but it was cool.
Castle, after Jeff Hardy won the title, he climbed up to the top of that thing, and I was just like,
yeah,
that's insane.
But it was a cool image, and they certainly had some over time. Thank you, dear. I don't know. The hooks were badass. They had quite a few stages like that stand out, but I'm so bad. Like I said forever ago, like Jaron, Small Afro Games, he did the trivia with me, and it's all questions I knew. But once you put me on the spot, I'm like, just can't think. So
I don't know.
John Moxley and Daniel Garcia.
Trivia. I don't know how good I'd do on a spot.
Yeah. No, I was. We were doing a live video with him, and he kept asking questions, and it should have been easy, but I was just like frozen the whole time, and trying. Yeah. Because you saw most of it. How was John Moxley and Daniel Garcia? Was it a decent match, or just kind of?
It was actually a decent match. It was really good. Garcia literally almost had him beat like 2 or 3 times in that match. It was crazy.
Yeah, see, something interesting.
Of course, you had Yuta, and you had what's her name out there on the out there as well, and then Daddy Magic came out to kind of take care of those two.
Hey, it works. And that's funny as all hell too.
Garcia had Moxley on the ropes for a while. I thought Moxley had to fight for that win.
That's impressive. At least you got something, for him to go ahead and build towards.
Well, Garcia
I can see him being a champ soon.
Garcia took it to him. He had him in the Boston Crab hold for a while, and he was taking it to the guy. I was just kind of like, okay, Moxley, you gonna lose?
Yeah, of course not. And that's kind of the issue here. So. With Danny being gone the last 2 weeks, Milo keeps going into her room and stealing her Stitch stuffed animal that she got when she was in Florida, and I just can't stop laughing because I don't know why, a little shit, but he manages to.
He's upstairs, probably sleeping on the bed or something. Who knows?
Possibly, right? You never know for sure. Let's see here. Where'd that go?
Moxley was a really it was actually a pretty entertaining match. I was kind of surprised. I was waiting for crazy shenanigans to happen, but nothing really happened on the inside of the ring. It was all outside.
All in the other day's work, you know. So funny enough, yeah, you can see he's got the stitch right there, and then you tuck him in with the blanket.
That
That's my little man. He's too cute.
That match was pretty decent. Of course, FTR started the show off and was complaining to the referee that, that he got pinned by the wrong guy. I was like, whatever, you lost.
Yeah, exactly. You're done for. So sorry, guys. Take it up with the other ref.
The referee said, I'm not reversing the decision. It's final. You lost. And then of course, they wanted to beat up on the referee, and then that's when Edge came out there. I still call him Edge. I don't know why.
You have to. Come on.
He comes out there, and he's looking behind him. I guess he's waiting for Christian. Christian shows up in the ring and jumps FTR from behind, and then they, beat them down for a little. They beat down Stokely, and they beat down FTR.
And you know what? Like you said, beating up on Stokely never gets old for me. And FTR, they're good as heels, but it's just not working right now for me. It's not clicking. It feels very disingenuous.
As Edge said, he said it's going to be CNC versus FTR at All Out in Toronto, Canada, our hometown.
Yeah. So, you know what?
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto, elimination chamber.
You brought it up. Sorry, it had to happen. So, all in all, I want to like the Edge and Christian reunion.
There's a moment when Christian had the mic, and Christian was like, "Hey Dax, you have a dad, right?" And then he's like, "Wheeler," and he told the other guy, "Cash, you got a dad." And Edge grabs the mic from him. He's like, "No, we're not going to do that." And all the fans were like, they were all cheering. He's like, and Edge was like, "You guys are sickos," and he gave the mic back to.
See, at least they got something funny out of it. That's the Edge and Christian I missed, but it feels weird to me to do that because we really got so far away from it. And I know we kind of started to talk about Raw. We skipped over most of it because there really wasn't much. All in all, Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez, they did a really good job making Roxanne actually seem like a threat to Rhea.
The whole Io Asuka Kyrie thing they're doing.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
I'm actually on board because Asuka went ahead and she cut an amazing promo, or no, Io, I think it was, right? Asuka did as well. So they both did. And Io was explaining like, oh, beforehand I took you in and, because you had the senpai and, it's the teacher, student type, that kind of relationship and everything that happened. So it was nice to have like the cultural background, and this is all true too. Like that she was her teacher, that was her student, and the way they, I brought you in, I did all this for you, and now you turn your back on me, and it's like, well, why? I don't have an answer yet. So it is intriguing. I like the fact that
it's got me kind of curious how that's all gonna go. And then of course, you got Bailey and her split voices in her head right now. I don't know where that's going, but that's got me more interested.
Exactly.
Hopefully they actually capitalize on that, because you know how Triple H is sometimes when progressing a story, then it just stops.
Exactly, and it kind of just makes it work. That's the thing. And
so hopefully Triple H can follow through with the story.
I'm actually curious about the Bailey stuff, because I was kind of like, let's see,
where's it going?
She's got like the angel on one side and the devil on the other side.
The evil Bailey. I am actually, honestly, surprised that I am this intrigued over Bailey, this kind of turn. But if anybody could do this and make it believable, I think she's one of the few that definitely could be up there. And her,
crazy. I think it's crazy.
Alexa,
they're bringing up the hugger side of Bailey, which you have not seen in years.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't had that around at all.
I think she's gonna be a heel, though. She's definitely gonna be heel.
I think she's gonna be kind of like a
heel
tweener
Bailey
type
is
thing.
best for business. I think heel Bailey works best.
Ding dong.
She's gonna pull off the Joker sting.
That wouldn't be terrible if she didn't go like too overboard with it. You don't need all like the Naomi laugh. You could tone it down a little bit, But let's come on, that could be cool. Bailey could act a good crazy if she did it serious.
Joker Bailey. I mean, it could. I'm just saying. I'm just
a
throwing it out
more
there.
a more refined Joker, not as like a really like
Not as crazy. Not
yeah,
as crazy as
well,
Sting
crazy,
with it.
but
Not
but
as crazy.
a more toned down crazy, a more menacing crazy, a more
Yeah, I mean-
calculated and still unpredictable and wild as ever.
Yep.
But you know
You
that.
never know. You never know. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. It's
That
kinda
gets me
crazy,
going.
You know.
And I still don't believe that. How could they get rid of Karrion Kross when he was pushing all that merch? I mean, it has to be a work, right? That's the only thing. But he's wrestling in GCW, so unless they said, "Hey, we're going to let you wrestle here, here, and here to make it look real, and then you're going to show back up," that's probably what happened. I mean, that really feels like it. Because how could they let them go with everything that was going on? It was so grassroots, so.
Because here's my
natural.
thing: if
the fans just fell in love with him.
even if he's like, here's my thing: if this was real, AEW would be all over that, right? Trying to get him,
True.
and they haven't gotten him yet. So, or
No.
even tried to, because they even said themselves they think it's a work, so they haven't. tried
And that's the
reaching out to
thing.
him, so.
And that's kind of the thing that hangs over a lot of people's like heads in there. So it's never quite where you want it to be, but all in all, we'll see. We'll see what comes of
What's going on? What's on SmackDown this week? I didn't look. Have they announced anything? For
I
SmackDown yet?
am not sure either. I'm going through the rest of Dynamite here. Harley Cameron
I know
and
the
Statlander.
only match I know on SmackDown is Solo and Sammy.
Yeah, I don't see a SmackDown. Let's see, they might have it
That's
somewhere.
in Leon, France, where Leon, France is where they did the wonderful the Jey Uso awesome intro.
Yeah. I don't see any SmackDown preview yet. It might be it might be out there and I'm just not seeing it,
I
but
haven't seen it. It'll probably be on there tomorrow.
let's see here. So, but yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm going back through Dynamite quick. Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander, Megan Bayne, and Penelope Ford tag match sounded like it wasn't great.
Chris Statlander and then Chris and Haley or Harley.
Yeah.
Won that match.
Yeah, they did. Harley got the DDT after she
I
sent
kind of
Megan
wasn't
Bayne to the
paying
floor.
attention to that match. I was busy doing something else.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. A lot of people are probably going to dip out of that one for a bit.
And then the CEO showed up, and I was like, "Oh fuck no!"
Yeah, I'm out of this one. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Fuck
I
this
swear,
shit. I'm out.
They had in the ring. They had this giant table with all her titles all over.
Yeah, you know, it is kind of funny having her walk out with 19 titles. You know what I mean? Like she's like, oh, she's gonna have
Talking
arthritis.
Now she's talking about beating
People.
beating Ultimo Dragon's record of titles. So I'm just like, great, just great.
The whole plan for her, and I'm not like, oh, I'm an industry insider. No, but people had talked, and it was obvious. You knew the moment she got the TNT title, she was not losing it until she broke Jade Cargill's streak to take that away from her. Tony's pissed that Jade left. He felt like, I built you. I made you the female Goldberg. You had 50 wins in a row. No one beat you forever. I had you hold the champion for all that time. And then you go to WWE. And it's like, he took it personal instead of looking at it like business, which is what everybody's supposed to do. It's a business. It's not like there could be personal issues, obviously, but this was strictly business, and think about how things would have been different if that kind of didn't follow through.
The whole thing with her, I'm just kind of like, oh my god, just shut up already. She came out there and she's doing her dance thing that she usually does, whatever the heck she does. Then she's talking about.
She looks like
Alex
a
Windsor.
brain damaged drunk stripper. Like,
Yeah, and then she's out there talking about Alex Windsor and how how she's a better Rev Pro champion than Alex was ever, and then she's gonna put her in the hospital next to Will, and I'm just kind of like, okay.
it's like, all right, do it. Come on, boys.
I mean, I'm just kind of like, and then she's like, oh, I know you're jealous that your husband Will can do my dance better. And I'm like, what the heck does that got to do with anything?
Oh, senpai.
And I'm just like going, oh my God, I was like, somebody come out there and beat her up. I don't care who.
Yeah, no kidding. Just somebody take these belts and fuck off at this point.
Table with all those titles that she has all on display out there, and Renee Paquette's out there trying to do an interview with her, and I'm just like,
And the sad part is, I don't even have any happy pills left. My happy pill button ran out of
Oh,
refills.
come on.
Hey, right now,
I told you to
Nothing.
refill it
That
before
was
the
over. I was
So
like,
it's a
great.
dangerous combination. I'm just
I
forewarning
told
you.
you to refill it before the show, and you didn't.
I tried.
That's
They
part of
need
the
a new
contract. You have to
doctor's
listen about
signature.
that.
They can't find the old doctor. I didn't do it.
After she left, then here came Don Callis. I was like, well, great. Now it's getting even worse.
You got to find the rock and roll.
I'd say what what's going to happen to the Don Callis family? You're going to have a huge ego problem, and somebody is going to go turn babyface, and they're just going to leave, and then you're going to have a whole bunch of mess.
I just don't know if it's my wife's piss or mine. Sorry. No, it isn't going to be a total mess, though. And that's really like the worst part because it all feels like a mess. Every time we get somewhere, we don't. Oh, now the contracts, if you win their Money in the Bank in AEW, it has to be a week ahead that you have to, so.
MJ, they did a thing with MJF.
Yeah.
MJF after Forbidden Door, they did a very interview with him. And
Yeah.
He was,
Very
yeah,
candid.
he was just like, now I have to give a week's notice to cash in my thing, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, that's not me.
It just doesn't work at
He was
times.
he was just literally going off on Mark Briscoe. He's like, I'm gonna set you on fire. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I have a
We're
problem
gonna
with that
commit
too.
murder
Because
on
exactly,
TV.
that's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna murder him. I get burning down a house. Oh, this house was your childhood house, and you just bought it,
Mark
and he
wasn't
torches
even
the
there
house.
tonight. They did a thing with Mark, and he was like, he was telling, he was like,
Yeah,
"The
he's
reason
not
I'm
even
here."
there.
He's not there because somebody in his family just had a baby, and he showed the baby on TV on the TV, and then he hands the baby off and tells whoever he told to leave, and then he challenges Fletcher for the TNT title.
That's something. So that's cool, at least, And Briscoe's a hell of a class act, and
The Don Callis family, where that group, I'm waiting for the.
it's old
implosion.
now. Yeah, it's very old. It's the same thing of like, when we were waiting for A-Town Down Under to break up, and then it was like, oh, they're done. Like I feel like that's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen with Don Callis. They're
Yeah.
just gonna be like, oh,
Well, see, the whole
we're
thing with
done.
the thing is, they had this all-star 8-man tag match, and Justin was getting ready to do all the intros. Don Callis comes out
Cool.
there. He introduces 3 of the guys, except for Okada. He doesn't do Okada. Justin gets to do Okada's entrance, but he doesn't
Yes.
do. But Don Callis did all the other guys, and I'm just thinking,
That
well, that's
close.
kind of interesting.
That close. But then they shared cake, and everybody hugged. I honestly just would not watch the Hechicero match where they have like 15, people, and Okada and Takeshita take a shit.
You had Okada. It was Okada and Hechicero and
Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander.
Take a
and-
shit.
No, Takeshita wasn't. Yeah, Takeshita was the other guy.
Yep, and then we had Kevin
I
Knight.
tell you who's gonna turn. It's gonna be Takeshita.
Oh, I do think so as well, because he's very much earmarked for a babyface run. He's got it in the ring. He just needs a little bit more of a character. Like, he's just such a blank slate right now. What do we know about him? Nothing. What do we, what do you get when you see him on the mic or in the it's very minimal, but the ring work is so damn good that it speaks for itself, but it's not speaking volumes.
I went to a Dynamite show. It's been a long time ago. It's been a few years ago now. And he was actually, this is when he had just gotten started in AEW. And he was good back then, but he's a whole lot better now. But I got a photo of him, of what he looked like then and what he looks like now. Totally
Yeah.
different.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of them.
But, I
Look at
mean,
me
that
from just a
guy,
few years back. I went from six of me.
The way he looked at Wardlow after Wardlow joined the group, he gave him that look like, he's like, he looked like he was about, he was like, I'm not sure about this guy, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, no kidding.
As much as we love AEW around here, I think we should get into the Clash in Paris prediction.
We are indeed. Where did my download go? Hold on. Why you no work? I pay you a big buck. You work now. Come on. There we
Well,
go.
also, Hangman did a promo and actually did a nice thing for about Will on there.
This
as
is
well.
that's a sweet thing. So that was cool that they did that.
Until he got interrupted by Don Callis, and then
Of
they
course.
dumped him, and then Kenny Omega showed up along with Jet Speed, and they beat the Callis guys down, and
That turned in
now
from
they're
that
doing
match
an 8-man
and
tag match next week with Omega and Hangman and Jet Speed against whoever.
I want to like Jet Speed, but like I said, I can't give a damn, and I'm trying. I did genuinely try too,
It
but
was actually cool to see Hangman and Omega in the ring together for the
yeah.
first time.
Oh
in
yeah,
a
that
long
no
time.
doubt. But it could have been bigger. That's kind of the thing, and I'm not trying to like nitpick everything, but that really could have been something more. So you mentioned people look different in just a couple of years. I still, beforehand, my heaviest, I weighed 636 pounds with those steroids, and then right there I went all the way down to 170, and I did that in what, 2.25 years? Like 2 years, 3 months with all the weight
Dang.
loss, stomach sleeve surgery, craziness. So yeah, people can change drastically. And that's why it's hard. Like everybody wants in Mexico and for AAA, they want El Grande El Patron back. They want Alberto Del Rio, and it's like, well, he's a shithead. He did all these terrible things, but then they're like, oh, so he can't. You're not going to give him a chance to prove himself again. People can't change. So it's a very difficult conversation to have. And I felt really bad for, El Hijo del Vikingo, because he was just kind of the unintentional and forced upon him martyr. He's like, I'm dying for the cause. What's the cause? A paycheck from AAA that's now owned by WWE. I think that's the only thing that's going to soften the blow for how bad the fans are booing the big baby face. Clash in Paris, we've got this upcoming Sunday. We're going to be live here into somewhere reviewing Clash in Paris. We'll be wherever the internet allows us to, because TikTok, again, we got 3 days left on that suspension before we can do what? Go ahead and... Once again, thank you guys for helping me hit 10K. That was really cool to see that. It's been... a shit few days, to say the very least. So having that go ahead and be a pretty cool surprise was nice. So thank you guys again for always being so supportive. And please, I implore you to go ahead and check out Liz and Cody's information in the description box down below. If you're not watching this live, it'll pop up over my head right now. You can click that and check out their channels and all their socials as well. We've got...
Yes.
Exactly.
Follow me on
The
Twitter.
road to
Follow me on
1K.
the Twitters. Follow me on the Twitch.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. First up, we got Becky, the Man Lynch, defending her women's intercontinental title against Nikki Bella.
To be honest with you, I'd rather see Dominic versus AJ Styles, but okay.
Well, we're not
They
getting the
had to have a
Stephanie.
women's match on the
Yeah,
show.
we're not getting, and
Yeah,
that's
I
the
guess
only
that's
one.
true.
That's the only women's match, and on top of it, now we're not getting Stephanie's Vacour's match she was promised for winning the Battle Royal at Evolution.
She's doing a match on Monday Night Raw instead, right?
I believe that's the plan. It's like...
Which makes no sense. Why not just do the open challenge at the fucking show?
It's no, because they're going to do some type of tournament thing, I thought. They said it first.
I
then
thought they were doing some open challenge.
That's what
Remember,
I thought
that's why I
too.
texted
I don't know.
you,
I don't remember what
because
he
people
said.
were like, hey, because people were saying, oh, a surprise return, that means, and you know what people already speculated. And I laughed that one off because I know it's not happening this time. I fell for it.
Yeah, I mean,
SummerSlam, and that was it.
I don't know why I keep
But-
drinking this bottle of piss, but I had nowhere to
you know,
go,
you
and
know.
I was just so thirsty. Becky
Becky Lynch
Lynch.
is definitely winning the match. She's not dropping the
Yes,
title. to
thank
Nikki
you.
Bella.
I
So,
knew 3D.
Yeah,
Well-
Becky's not losing.
Yeah, no, Becky doesn't need to lose here because I could totally see them giving the belt to Nikki, letting her go on a small little tear of a run and have it for a couple months and then give it back. But I think there's something to be said about Becky building up this title. I think Becky's going to cheat. Becky's going to retain, and it's going to lead to them two having some major stipulation at whatever, like Bad Blood or whatever we get coming up after. What is it?
Palooza.
Yeah, and then they're in Australia before that or after that for.
Crown Jewel. They're in.
Palooza.
I think
Yeah,
that's in October, right? Crown
Yeah,
Jewel.
Yeah.
Australia's out. Australia's in October, and then Survivor Series
So-
is in November.
I don't think
Okay.
Nikki Bella should have the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I like Nikki Bella and all, but I've always said if you're going to put on a WWE Women's Legend, I think it should go to Natalya. I think Natalya could actually benefit that title more than Nikki Bella.
Maybe. See, I've never been like the biggest Natalia fan. I'm not a hater of her, but for many years early on, she was bad, and then she improved drastically as time went on. But it was her character that just never worked for me. She kind of felt whiny and like I haven't earned this, but I deserve it, kind of an attitude.
Natalia, I don't know. I think she could have a stellar run with that women's intercontinental championship. I think people are,
absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think I'm not much of a Nikki Bella fan either. So I mean, I'm just kind of like,
I like Nikki Bella, but
yeah, it's like whatever happens happens at this point.
Definitely winning. She's not dropping it to Nikki, and I think if she, I don't think she drops it to Nikki at all. And if she's dropping it to someone, I think they're dropping it for someone to make a star out of.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Because that's a waste of a title run if you give it to already made star.
Exactly. You're going to give it to Nikki. What does she get out of it? What does she go ahead and have? It's like, I'm telling you. She's a
made star of her own and a WWE Hall of Famer, so that doesn't help.
You know, so side note really quick. I don't know if like with neuropathy and stuff, if you guys ever got like, you know, that when your hand falls asleep, like pins and needles?
Yeah.
Because of the way my brain decompression is, like I get it in the weirdest spots. I get like twinges in my nose, my eye, but lately it's been like right above my elbows, and it's like it goes like pins and needles there, like it's asleep, but it's like the painful kind, you know, like you have a Charlie horse, you have to stand on it kind of thing.
I've had that pain in my shoulder for a few weeks now. I still need to get that checked out.
I keep telling you, go see Dr. Anesthesia. She's a sweetheart, you know? She'll knock you out and fill you full of Valium. You'll be good to go.
I was kind of hoping we'd get to see Dominic and AJ at the Clash, but we're going to see that on Raw. So
yeah, what the hell? Good point, Liz. I mean, what they changed so many matches. It feels like there's 3 right there that things have been altered.
Best builds on the show. That's been one of the best builds on the show, and you're not putting it on the pay-per-view.
Title to AJ.
Here's my question.
Excuse me. Dominic Mysterio will not be losing his Intercontinental Championship. You want to know why? Because he's a king and he's the greatest Mysterio of all time. If you want to have a debate about that,
I don't know. AJ, I think Balor's going to cost him and still have the breakup of that Judgment Day.
Dominic is the greatest Mysterio of all time. I'm sorry to hear. No. Yes, he is. Dominic Mysterio is retaining.
Judgment
We're not
Day.
counting with Morgan and Dominic in the Judgment Day anymore because they're going to do it anyway and they're going to be their own thing. Shush it. Just please. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just did. Anyway, hush. Thank you.
At least he didn't tell you shut the fuck up. I've trained him well.
That has nothing to do with the Judgment Day because I know Dominic and Liv are leaving the Judgment Day. I know Dominic and Liv are leaving Judgment Day, so this has nothing to do with my Judgment Day fandom or anything.
Nothing at all.
Dominic is retaining his title. No, he's not. Nope. Not happening. Not a chance.
Here's my question.
Dominic has not done squat with that title.
He's not defended it at all, right?
He's not losing it to AJ. I trust.
I think he is going to because they dragged this out. If he wasn't going to lose it to AJ, they probably would have moved on already. Think about it. Yeah. Why would they drag this on with all the other stuff because of, you know, Liv's injury and whatnot? They really had to delay quite a few big story elements. So
especially if Dominic's going to go against El Vikingo for the
we will see. He's
title.
Not. They're going to make him double champ, 2 belts Dom.
That's the dumbest thing ever.
2 belts Dom.
I could see him losing though.
The jealousy gets Dom kicked out of Judgment Day. Not him losing. The jealousy of Finn.
No, I'm saying I can see
because Finn
winning.
And JD are going to lose their tag team titles, and Dominic's going to have 2 belts. So everyone lost their titles besides Dominic, and now he's thriving with 2 belts.
Hold on.
So now they're going to get jealous. I'm making my point. No over talking. Thank you very much. I am making my point. I am making my point, and that's going to be heard. So thank you. So Dominic is going to have 2 championships, and Finn Balor and the rest of Judgment Day are going to get jealous because no one else has championships anymore. So that's what's going to get kicked out because he's acting like this leader, and there's not supposed to be leaders in Judgment Day. Hold on. Easy. You can either do Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. That's a perfect one.
I'm thoroughly entertained here, so continue.
Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. That's a perfect team to drop it to. But,
it's not a bad decision.
Finn and JD are losing their tag titles, and they're going to get jealous of Dominic. Yes, that's what's going to happen because he's going to win that AAA title.
I mean, they could lose the
You're
tag
delusional.
titles.
You don't see the vision.
They could also
Don't
not
see-
lose the tag titles. They could be just
You
where
don't
they.
see the vision.
Yeah, I think they could just do it to do it.
Let me tell you right now, the Judgment
Fuck them
Day
over.
Balor is gonna screw over Dominic. It's gonna happen.
Raquel and Roxanne already
Oh,
lost the women's
Balor's-
tag titles. Ben
Balor's
and JD
doing
are
it.
going to lose the Raw tag team titles.
Oh my
And
God.
so that makes Dominic still the only champion.
Yep.
So he feels like he's taking on this leader role, right? So Dominic's champion. That's why they're having him take on this leader role, and Finn's getting jealous of.
Yeah.
So Dominic's going to have 2 belts. So it's going to make him feel more like a leader. And the rest of the Judgment Day is not going to like that. And he's going to get booted because of it.
Booted.
That's what's going to happen. And Liv's going to take Dominic's side, so she'll get booted. So Liv and Dom are going to be their own thing from the Judgment Day. So that's
Booted.
what's going to happen.
Are you saying booty
That's
or booted?
happening. Thank you. Booted.
Oh, I
No,
was
good
I was
word,
saying
man.
boo earns, but what? You say Toronto?
That's,
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto.
but that's what's
11
happening.
nation
I'm
chain
calling
boss.
it right now, and we'll go back to this.
Oh, how
You're-
off
you're
the
just-
rails did we go?
You're just a Judgment Day fanboy. That's all you are. That's
Oh.
all you care about. That's all
Again,
you
this
talk
has
about.
nothing to do with the Judgment Day, because then I tell you, if you want to listen instead of overtalk, here's what happens. Dominic is going to get booted from the Judgment Day, so this has nothing to do with being a fan of Judgment Day. This just has to do with Dominic Mysterio. You catching?
Nope.
No,
on
Dominic
here.
Mysterio.
It's all
I
related to the
like him.
Judgment
I
Day.
can't stand the
Winning
man, okay? He
the
can
Triple A
lose the IC title, AJ
Dominic-
Styles, and I'll be so happy to see that happen.
Dominic
Like
is
asparagus, like-
retaining the Intercontinental title, and then
No,
he's winning the
not.
AAA title. 2
No,
belt
he's not.
stomps incoming,
No, he's not.
and you're going to enjoy it. Thank you.
Now, here's
he's
my
not.
question.
Next match, please.
I want to know, what are they going to do with Roman and Bronson Reed? This one's got
Thank you.
me
Next match,
curious. No, because it really, Bronson Reed needs this win. But they're
Does
not
he,
gonna. But yeah, because
so here's what I'm gonna-
think about it really quick. They lost at SummerSlam. They lost the tag match. Then Seth cashed in later on. But they're like, oh, we had such a good night. Yeah, because Seth cashed in, but you guys lost. You got your asses beat. They forgot about that. And since then, it's kind of been like, oh, they're just second fiddle and kind of in the background. You know, Bronson Reed is not as important as, the Steiner.
So here's what I think's going to happen. The only person in that group that shouldn't be taking any L's is Braun Breaker. So
Absolutely.
here's what
I
think's gonna
agree,
happen. So
but
Roman Reigns is going to beat Bronson Reed, even though he shouldn't, because they're building up Roman and Braun, right? So that's
yes.
the marquee match that they're doing. So I think Braun Breaker will end up beating Roman Reigns, but I don't. I
But
see
think about
Roman
it.
getting past Bronson Reed though,
That's what
because you have
I'm
to have
saying.
Roman
Yeah.
get past
and
one of the
levels.
guys, because you can't have him lose,
Yeah.
then have him face Braun and lose. So like he's gonna take out the rest of the division, then get to Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker's the one that takes out Roman.
I mean, you
That's
can also
what's
do
gonna
it where
eventually happen.
Roman's about to win, Bronson Reed gets help from Braun Breaker, and now Roman's got to get a tag partner. You know, we've seen those happen a lot in like the overseas shows. Could be funny. My time traveling lawyer is
I
currently
don't
stuck
think
in a loop.
Roman loses this match.
See,
I think Roman beats Bronson Reed.
you're probably right, but I'm going to pick Bronson Reed just for the true fuck of it at this point. I feel
I
like
don't
it
think
needs
they're
to
gonna
be
have
said.
Roman lose. I think they're waiting for Braun Breaker to do that. So I don't think they have Roman lose.
I don't think Roman's going to lose either.
Yeah.
But I mean, does he get his shoes back? Is the question.
Yeah, the Shulafala. You know, it was funny, but now it's kind of wearing thin. Like they got to keep themselves going with this, and the problem is,
Well, you
I
saw-
never
if you-
believed.
If you watch Raw, Bronson was trying to take his shoes.
Yeah,
on
so-
Raw.
And that's what, I'm glad they have the little continued jokes, but it works well in those scenarios. I just want to see more fully fleshed out stories in advance. Everything we're getting lately feels like we're flying again on the seat of our pants. They're like, oh, we got this, oh, this, and then someone gets injured and we got to rewrite everything because we,
No.
so.
Are they building towards some crazy War Games match with Seth's group and?
Yeah, that's been the plan. We actually mentioned that, I think, before Mania, right after Mania. We when we had that roundtable, we went ahead and said, oh, Seth's definitely turning because he's the only one that
Yeah.
didn't force Paul Heyman, and we have the short of that still up on the channel. And lo and behold, that's exactly how it played out, and we saw everything that transpired post that. And like I said, Roman never came back. And I'm all about the chaos. I love the chaos, and I want to see it go nuts. But it just there were elements missing, and I don't know, like Roman not being around for that long. When he comes back, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to Cody and be like, "Fuck you, still, boy." Like, remember they had that face-to-face and cinema and all that stuff. There was no point to it though, because they didn't build anything else with them. Like, and then Roman still kind of being the heel most weeks and couldn't apologize, he wouldn't even let Punk walk out of the cage. Remember, oh no, Jimmy first.
That's why I'm saying like this doesn't work with him being a babyface. This whole character doesn't make sense with him as a babyface.
I agree
at all.
But I still think Bronson Reed is going to tsunami his ass.
Because what got Roman to turn face anyway? There's no good reason that they gave. He just came back as a face.
Cheating on his wife. That's why.
Yeah.
He's hiding under the bed sheets.
The whole thing is you got Seth's group who comes out with Seth's song, which he complains that the crowd sings it and won't change it.
Oh, and you know what? There have been other wrestlers apparently complaining, saying like, why have you not altered this yet? I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. You've got your face going ahead and dealing, the heel stuff. Your heels are faces, and the music just sucks. What doesn't suck needs to be changed. I'm like, yeah, that's a fair take.
I'm just saying. If you're gonna be a heel,
go all the way.
Go all the way.
You gotta commit. Absolutely.
I mean, that's how it's really been. The heels have really been the good guys in those scenarios, and and vice versa. Because Roman, Roman's really the bad guy. Punk and Drew, Punk was really the bad guy. Kevin and Cody, Cody was really the bad guy. Rhea and Liv, Rhea was really the bad guy. Like it's been happening a lot where
it's just that
I like that
cycle.
Justified heel. They're justified for their actions. Liv,
Kevin
Drew,
Owens,
all have been justified heels.
What a year that was.
And that was one of the things I said before. I want to know why we're not getting the Cody and Drew match that they were slowly building towards. It seemed like, hey, we got, I'm being sarcastic because they're like crash course.
That match is because Cody is in Australia.
Yeah, doing the press stuff and filming for Street Fighter. Yeah, so he looks cool. I saw one of the press
preparing
photo
for his
shoots.
L against Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he's preparing.
Drew McIntyre, for God's sakes.
He's preparing. I'm just
preparing to lose to Drew.
I'm still going to stay of the mindset, right? I'm going to stay of the mindset that Karrion Kross is Killer Kross right now. He has gone and legally ended his contract, but the handshake agreement or whatever's in writing is that he'll be returning to WWE, but in the meantime, go out in the indies and turn this into an invasion angle. I think that could be really cool. He comes in with some twisted motherfuckers and was like, you let me go. Now I don't work for you and you can't stop me kind of idea. They could do a lot of different cool things with this. And you don't have to resort to violence.
They capitalize on it correctly.
I hope so. Instead of just leaving this shit sitting in a lot doing nothing.
Wait, remind me real quick. What are your predictions? You said Becky and Bronson, right?
Becky and Bronson.
I said Becky and Roman. So.
What do you got, Liz? Roman. All right, so Becky, Roman. And now we go to Sheamus and Rusev. Good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, sire.
This can honestly go either way. This is one I'm not really too sure. I'm going to maybe give it to
what
Rusev
we do here is go back
from WWE, more fresh face now. So Rusev maybe takes the win here. But at the end of this, I think they're going to end up respecting each other and form into a tag team.
Ooh, another League of Nations, the bar, all that.
Yep, that's what's going to happen between them.
I could see it happening. I wouldn't be thrilled to have that happen, but I wouldn't blatantly hate it either.
I said a while back that Sheamus and Rusev could do what Sheamus
a ton of damage.
Cesaro did.
Yeah.
And do
S7. Because Sheamus and Cesaro did the same thing. They always were beating the hell out of each other, then gained each other's respect eventually. And then became a tag team and won tag team gold, and the bar was amazing, by the way. So I think Sheamus and Rusev
very
are
underrated.
Become a tag team after their feud.
If Sheamus didn't have that stupid fucking mohawk and people didn't rip into him for it, I feel like they could have gotten more mileage. But that really derailed them for a long time. And they were putting on great matches in the ring. Cesaro lost his teeth because of it. Remember when he hit the post? I mean, this shit's no joke. I was just like, never mind. It's just an old man taking pins. It's still cool with nerd glasses. I agree, Coop. Oh God, I keep going
gonna
back
go
and
Rusev
forth.
here.
You're thinking Rusev? I'm gonna say Sheamus.
Famous.
Famous.
Oh, okay. So we're kind of all over the place on this one. I like this. You and I got some friendly competition. We still got time to figure out what we're doing for it. Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, LA Knight, CM Punk. What do we got? It's a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Seth Rollins
Yeah,
isn't losing his
I tell you what's
championship
gonna happen in
immediately.
that match.
So Seth Rollins is
Shenanigans
going to
gonna
win.
happen.
And Jey Uso is there to take the pin. So
No,
Seth's...
Jey is taking the pin.
I kind of thought the same because the way they, unfortunately, they have trying to rehab or build back up LA Knight. If you notice lately, he's been more of a badass, more he's trying. You can see they're putting effort into him more, at least, than what we got before. It's not a ton, but there's something there. There's something to be had. I don't know. Yeah.
Jay's taking the pin. That's why they gave him that little moment standing tall Monday.
I think so.
So,
Sadly, I don't want to see it happen, but I think Jay's going to take the pin because they're trying to build
and you know
Knight.
the wrestling kind of rule they got. Like if you're standing tall, you're taking the L.
So and
No, that's not what it is. You guys are stupid. I tell you, if you're and standing tall, you're going to lose. So there you go.
Yeah, if you're standing tall, you're gonna lose. So Jey Uso.
He was standing tall,
stood
super
tall.
kicking.
Jay didn't have the title, dumbass.
he super kicked everybody.
He super kicked Punk. He super kicked LA Knight. Seth Rollins had the title, standing on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, so he was the
He was
last one standing tall
in the ring. Hello.
He was
Ding
standing
He didn't
dong.
have
tall.
a title.
He doesn't need a title.
That hasn't. He didn't need a title to stand tall.
Yeah,
What?
he was the
well,
last
he
one
ain't-
to.
Hold down
He
with
ain't
that one.
taking the goddamn pin.
Yes, he is.
I do
One,
think he will
two,
get
three
pinned.
after that curb stomp.
And you know what?
Good night,
He
Mr.
taking the
Yeatman.
goddamn pin.
Here's my
Yes,
guess.
He is.
LA Knight gets
LA
hit.
Knight is taking the goddamn pin.
Yeah.
Is Jey Uso taking the pin?
Here's
Four
my-
letters. One word. Yeah.
So here's my
No.
thought. I think that this is how it's going to end. You ready? Ending sequence. LA Knight goes to hit
Shenanigans is
CM
what's gonna
Punk.
end in.
Oh yeah, but LA Knight goes to hit CM Punk with his BFT. Punk ends up lifting him on his shoulders, gets the GTS. Punk is pinning him right now. Right? 1, 2, curb stomp. Right? Now he goes to pin him. Jey Uso comes down. Oh, he's going to go splash Seth Rollins. Rollins moves out of the way. Say Braun Breaker said, move, kind of thing. No, look at that. He splashed. Oh, right on. Oh, my God. He didn't mean to, but now, Punk's even more dead. And that's when Seth runs back in. He hits Jey with the stomp, and he gets the pin and retains.
Covers Jey. 1,
2, 3.
Y'all are
So
stupid.
Jey Uso's
Y'all are
taking.
dumb.
Jay's taking the pin. Then Seth is
Screw
retaining.
you guys. I'm going home.
Jay is taking that pin. Yeet.
It's not against Jey Uso in the first place. Anyway,
Jay's taking that pin.
I'm still shocked that he
piss me
lost
off.
a belt as quick as he did. I really envisioned him when they said, "Oh, we're going to strap a rocket to you." I mean, that was a mini rocket. It wasn't a nuke. And it's like, God damn it, you're so close. You guys really,
y'all are stupid. Y'all are dumb. Okay, I'm sorry.
I
but
feel like they
I'm sorry.
failed Jey Uso though, because I don't think they should have made Gunther take that title. There was no point in Gunther holding that belt. Everything
You know
they
what?
did.
No offense to Jay. I love Jay, but Jay shouldn't even be in this match, to be honest with you.
Not at all.
So,
All you do is ride on him all the time.
No,
I like Jay Uso.
I like Jey Uso too.
No, you don't. You don't even know how to eat.
Okay, Jake, do I like Jey Uso, yes or no?
You do
you
indeed.
don't.
We both do. I just.
No.
What was the point of Jay
Me
losing
and Jake
the
love Jey
title?
Uso.
I don't think he should have lost the title.
So whatever, you can't talk.
Think about it though.
You know how to eat?
Jay,
I know how to eat. You don't.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I can meet you, motherfuckers. See, but he went ahead, and I'm telling you, we've seen a lot of back and forth, and what do we get? Jay shouldn't have lost the title. What was the point of him going ahead and relinquishing the belt all those months back? He didn't need to lose the belt for Goldberg to face, Gunther. They didn't need to have it be a title match. what made it any different for it going for the belt? It just made it really feel like a foregone conclusion. If it wasn't for the belt, hey, guess what? Goldberg could have possibly beat Gunther. You know what I mean? Like it could have turned out very drastically different, sadly. So we see these things happen in this, essentially ways at times. Look at what we got with Cena. I mean, they literally came out and said, yeah, we fucked up. That was bad. And I'm back.
Did Cena acknowledge he fucked up?
Yeah, it was in his promo. He was saying about bad directives from bad creative.
I thought he addressed it at a panel too, not just.
Yes.
On the TV
yeah.
show.
He said it multiple times for the Peacemaker Keeper, whatever it is. He was screw that one up, and it was just so jarring to go from "fuck you guys, I'm going home" to "I'm back, let's make some wishes." Like it just was like that instant. We saw him the week before, then he comes to SmackDown, and he's like, "I'm good now."
Yeah.
Like it just. So I again.
He's kind of still a heel. He kind of like gaslighted our truth into being like.
That's what I'm saying.
That was all you.
You haven't changed at all. Roman hasn't changed at all. Jay and Jimmy, from them going from faces to heel, like when they took on the Bloodline and got the titles from that point, like, oh my God, it was huge. But they never really did anything to turn face. Like they just took the belts. Like. So that's why I wish Jay had not lost to Gunther on a random Raw. They didn't even do it at Money in the Bank, and from there, they like I said, they failed his run certainly, and I wish he didn't lose the belt in that fashion. They had a really they could have set up some really good stories. With Drew, but think about him and Drew like really getting into the thick of it now. Just like, there's so many names you could name out. And that's the thing. I feel like it's missing something. Pico's right, though. Cena's last match, James Ellsworth, any man with two fists and no chin. Who do you guys think Cena's going to face last?
Oh, no. Oh, well, I mean,
I think that. Who is he going to face last?
I'll talk about this in a minute. So, speaking of Cross,
So,
I'll bring that up.
Go ahead, Cody.
Who do we think Cena's going to face last?
His last match. What do you got?
Oh, God.
I'm trying to think. Depending on what you can get, what are you looking for exactly? Like, if you were booking this, are you booking an up-and-coming star to do it, or a pass?
That's up to you.
Going from his past.
That's entirely up to you.
If we're going up and coming, there's a few that I would.
You only get one.
Like people that he mentioned.
No, you only get one name. 10 seconds.
Okay.
9, 8.
Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, good. I would agree with that. That would be very interesting to put him over massively. But of course you picked a Judgment Day. Liz, what do we got?
For his last opponent?
Yes. Right?
To be honest, I'd like to see AJ Styles and Cena again.
Yeah, that would not be bad. That actually, because they had that beat up John Cena. That was a ton of fun back when they had that going strong.
This isn't just about the Judgment Day, though. Okay, give me my chance here with Dominic.
Uh-oh.
Assuming he is still Intercontinental Champion, if they want to give him a lengthy run.
Nope.
That's good for John Cena to have chasing the IC title, because that's
he doesn't want the IC title though. So he's like, fuck it. It would be something.
Did he say he never? Did he say he doesn't want the IC title?
There was a thing earlier in the year where they're like, "Oh, what do you want to accomplish with your last year? What do you think you can, feasibly manage?" And that was one of the questions they brought up. Like, what about the belts you haven't had? And he was like, "That's the least of my concerns. I want to give the fans memories." So.
Well, he did say the same thing. He doesn't want to win 17 like he would like in the
yeah.
And so I think Cena. I think they have to do that storyline, at least chase it.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, they got
the IC title.
Say one person I would love to see him have a match against, but apparently, the person's in AEW right now is Edge.
Yeah, that was one I feel like we got robbed from. Wouldn't it be something if
Cena
Tony...
wanted
What's that?
WWE to do? Cena wanted WWE to reach out to AEW or something about Edge. They wanted to end the copyright,
and they didn't file for the renewal of it, and they missed the deadline, but then they put in an appeal. So Edge thought he was going to be Edge again, but then the appeal was granted to WWE, so they own the copyright again. So they basically blocked him from keeping it.
For on the subject, well, since we're on the subject of Killer Cross,
Yeah.
is apparently going. I'm going to a local convention on Saturday.
Yeah.
And apparently, Killer Cross and Scarlet are now guests there.
That's
as
awesome.
of 2 hours ago.
Well, there you go. Make sure you go ahead and see them. I would be ecstatic for that.
But back on the topic of John Cena,
Yeah.
we got.
We know
John
he's
Cena-
beating Logan Paul. There's no, everybody knows
Logan
that.
Paul, yeah.
Of course.
Okay, fair.
So,
Okay.
Cena's going to beat Logan.
yeah, that's the ultimate foregone
one everyone can
conclusion.
agree on.
But what it see for his last opponent, I'm
Because
still
Logan's in a
stuck.
situation where he can just Logan losing doesn't affect him at all.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So,
Well, I can't stand Logan Paul. I've never been. I just don't like. I mean, I'll give him credit. He can wrestle, but as a person, I don't like him.
I don't disagree. I can separate the art from the
And
artist.
you were saying this was going to be so cringy, like Logan. Well, God, were we wrong?
Yeah, I
Logan's
know.
fucking
I said,
made for WWE.
I said, oh, this fucker is gonna ruin the sport. Like because the way he treated everything else, he acted when he walked in like his shit didn't stink and he owned the world. So I was like, oh, he's gonna have that attitude. They are gonna be giving him receipts left and right. He's gonna end up what Stu was, fucked in the head. Sadly, and those boys would have turned him into a straight up clown had that been the choice. So.
But he respects the business, it seems. So that's good.
All these
Well, I mean,
hours
the
later,
thing
that
is-
piss
the
doesn't
thing-
taste
the
any
thing
better.
is- The thing is, I was not a fan of Logan. I mean, Logan Paul can wrestle, but I mean,
He's made for WWE, like him or hate him.
Yeah, he really, I mean, he has not disappointed yet, honestly. From a simple spot in the Rumble with Ricochet onwards, he fought Roman and Saudi and pulled it off. He went ahead, like he's just delivered every time.
I trust Logan
and I don't
Paul
want
to
to
bring
say
John
that.
Cena to another good match.
Oh,
I just trust
absolutely.
Logan.
He's got the stamina, and he's got the wherewithal to. He knows how to store energy. If you watch him, like he does it when
Yeah.
he boxes, he doesn't go like full force, 110%. He's mentioned it before in something he was doing writing. He was like, yeah, I only give like half power at first because I want them to think that I'm not, that's as hard. He's like, I make it look good, but I only do about half power, and I want to make sure they think that that's all I got. So when I do tag him and light him up, they feel like God just slapped him across the face, and I'm like, that's a fucking badass line.
Right.
But it's true. And for years, John Cena was it in wrestling. Not even just in WWE. Like, he was revered in TNA, and people, it's just, it's a different point now, and things are far from, what you want. But I wish they hadn't, and so much of me wishes they hadn't turned him heel. But if they didn't, that would have been the biggest forever stained what if. And we knew what we got. Now we know it didn't work. John Cena's not made to be a heel. At least not the way they packaged it with The Rock and Travis Scott.
I think
and-
Cena maybe could have been a great heel, but or was it Vince was right all along? He can't be a heel.
I don't think he could be a heel. I don't think it's
So you think
so
Vince was
ingrained
right all
into his
along?
body. Yeah, I think Vince knew with this one. It's so deep in his soul, like ingrained in him. Like it's one of those things, like that spiritual connection type shit. But I do genuinely believe in that sense of like, it's not like you're literally passing energy, but like you get what I'm saying? Like you could feel the relation, you could feel your connection to things, and it's like, I believe Vince he was able to bond with a lot of these guys, and he knew. He's like, I see your personality. I see you're a wife beater. You're an asshole. I'm not keeping you around long. And he did that. If he didn't like people, they would get 6 months or a year contract, while everybody else was getting 3, 5, that kind of stuff. So. That type of psychological warfare and manipulation from Vince was very strong, and you figure these guys also have like a sense of duty and guilt to Vince, because they're like, without you, I never would have been anything. I never would have gone anywhere. I would have been poor and working at a pizza place kind of idea. So there's a lot there, but I am genuinely excited for this show. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. It's on 2 p.m. Eastern, so it should be off somewhere around 5 Eastern. And Cody and I will be here for Into Somewhere. We'll be reviewing the show. It's gonna be a great time.
Also, Raw on Monday is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's gonna be even earlier, an hour earlier. So we'll be done with Raw by like 4:30. All right, can't go wrong there. You know, midday snack for Raw. But
Yeah, pretty much.
all in all, I mean, I think the card is not perfect, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be
Unless they add another match on SmackDown tomorrow night or Friday night. Who knows?
yeah. And what match could they add? You know, I can't even think who his last opponent would be. Never mind adding another match. So. John's last opponent. I'm trying to think of like who he has history with that he hasn't faced. I was gonna say Hulk Hogan, but that's not gonna work.
No.
On the
I
spot,
think they go with a.
Lex Luger.
Younger
He's
guy.
walking again. I think that'd be great. Cena and
I
Lex.
think.
What about Drew and Cena?
Now that.
I think they go with a younger guy.
but
I don't-
think about
I
it.
don't think.
Drew and Cena, and that's how
gonna-
you get Drew finally like over as like the guy, because no, you know, people aren't
Drew's
able to
already a
take down
star, though.
John. He is, but
I
this could catapult him
this
into
is-
something even bigger, maybe.
I could be wrong. Like it's either gonna be like all-time like AJ Styles was a good idea, but like it's either
Yeah.
gonna be an all-time rival or an up-and-comer like Braun or Dominic.
Yeah, no, it makes sense,
It's gonna
but
be-
more than
it's gonna
likely you're
either be the
right.
polar
But
opposites. It's gonna be one of the polar opposites. One of his all-time rivals or an up-and-coming.
yeah, exactly. Seems like it. So, again, guys, thank you so much. What's that, Liz?
It's
Oh,
interesting to see who his final opponent is.
I know. I'm kind of stumped. Like I said, I really don't know who or what they would go with, but
Because he's got Clash in Paris,
Mhm.
and then he's got WrestlePalooza.
yeah,
which
go
I'm guessing
figure.
He's gonna do Brock. I guess he'll do Brock there.
Oh, Brock. Speaking about him,
Yeah,
do you think he
WrestlePalooza.
shows up in Clash in Paris? Because that SmackDown ending,
no.
they were like, I just got off talking to Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just got
And
done talking to
then
Brock.
the worst punch ever. It
Yeah.
didn't even look
So
that
they had to
bad. You could
redo
see
it.
it missed,
So
but
they had to
it,
redo it though.
Do it though. They had to redo that punt.
I wouldn't have even redone it. I would have just been like, you know what I mean? Like people make such a big deal out of it. That's of all the shit we have to worry about.
You
A
don't
sloppy
think he
work
shows up
punch.
there, though, because there has to
No.
be a reason why he's like, I just got done talking to Brock, and
Oh, I don't think he shows up at the pay-per-view, but I think they're going to be like, all right, I just got done talking to him, and you guys are having a match at WrestlePalooza. Because that's the day of All Out, and they're trying to counterbook AEW. So, and funny enough, you know where that is, right?
Toronto.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto.
That's right.
Elimination champ-
No, seriously. I gotta see. The thing is, WrestlePalooza. I'm still gonna figure out. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna watch that. Thanks
Yeah.
to ESPN and their. Whatever
Yeah,
crazy-
same here. One said like, "Oh, this came with it," but it doesn't get. None of the bundles we had came with it, so now I just got to get the
YouTube
app, I
TV is
guess.
not even.
Yeah, it's not. That's why I was like, I paid for that, and what's the point now?
No,
So
it's not on. It's not on YouTube TV. It's not on Comcast. Is what I have. I have Comcast.
Clearly,
It's not on
WWE doesn't
Comcast.
care about their United States fans because Netflix literally gives all international fans every fucking show, but for U.S. fans,
nothing.
SmackDown's on
Just
USA
Raw.
Network, Raw's on Netflix, Saturday Night's Main Event on Peacock, the PLE's on ESPN.
NXT on the
Fucking-
CW.
Yep.
And now, I
Everywhere.
guess TNA is also going to be getting a TV deal coming in 2026. So they're going to be on the Roku channel or
do you
something
think
like that. So I'll have to
WWE
double check.
is either in the process or already did low-key buy TNA.
I don't know if they're going to like outright buy them, but I think they might end up like having a controlling stake in them, if that makes sense. So like they'll be able to tell them what
Yeah.
to do, but they don't actually own them.
Well, right now, ESPN's new thing is not available on Comcast as of right now, but I'm pretty sure will change.
We'll see. I still
mean,
can't get
Comcast
over. Yeah, I know they're the rated worst company for quite the reason, as you know. They don't make it easy. They overcharge you and fuck everything up consistently.
Considering the fact that Comcast was a sponsor on one of the most recent WWE events, I'm thinking you might want to,
Exactly. What are you gonna do? Bring it. I'm telling you. Well, I appreciate you both being here. Liz, please let these lovely people that have stayed with us tonight know where they can find you in all your socials.
You can find me on Twitch at DJ Anime 2016.
That's
Twitter
right.
With the same name, and on YouTube with the same name as well.
That's
So,
right. And Cody, please, again as well, tell these people where they can find you, my good sir.
You can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube era, also at Judgment Day Era. I know I need to post some gaming content. I will get to that. I sound like a broken record. I sound like Raw's
sound
main
like
events
me.
each and every week. It's
I'll
the
get
same
there
thing.
eventually.
No,
Woo!
I'll get there eventually. Yeah, it's the same thing over
Exactly.
and over. It's like mission, that
Just
kind of vibe.
repeats.
But,
Roman, yeah.
and on Instagram, Cody_Onidi_316.
Yes, indeed. You can find us on Instagram as well at Countdown Ended. You can find us on TikTok, Jake Countdown Ended. I'm working on getting the phone number live so you guys can go ahead and call in. We'll be bringing people in and out of the Discord, trying to see what everybody's thoughts are this upcoming Sunday. That's right. We're going to be live after Clash in Paris. As we said, we'll be live for Raw, we'll be live for NXT, and into Summer Weekly. So you're going to get sick of seeing me. That's for damn sure. Guys, as always, I appreciate you all being here. What the...
I won't get sick of seeing you.
No, but... What? Cody.
What?
No, you're there. Who's talking? What?
Did you think you could get rid of me so easily? How dare you blame Lenny? He was a good intern. He worked for pesos on the dollar, and you sent him back to Guadalajara. For what reason? I think you had it all. With your ice-cold drink in hand. But I know your secrets. I know your lies. My review of you is coming.
Oh, the fuck was that?